Hello everyone! I wanted to wish you a happy new year while that is still a relevant thing to say, and to catch up with you. The first New Year days have been beautiful, foggy and slow. I've been enjoying taking my time back and reconnecting with myself again after a very busy Christmas season. I haven't posted in a long time, even though I have folders and folders full of footage that never made it into a complete video because I just had no time for it and it wasn't essential enough. But now I can finally slow down again. In early autumn, I started a full-time job while still running my online postcard shop and creating new products and going to art markets, and it was some of the most intense and exhausting time I've had in a while. I'm very happy with everything I achieved in that time, and part of me is afraid of slowing down, as I'm not yet very good at maintaining a good, healthy balance in my work. I tend to overextend myself until I reach a breaking point, and when I burn out, I'm sad because I miss making things, but I have no energy for it. At the same time, if I'm not drowning in work, I get very anxious and start to worry about not doing enough. It's a tightrope to walk for me. So I've decided to dedicate January to catching up with some long neglected house chores and some lower priority work activities that I had to completely abandon for a few months, but I have some more serious projects in mind as well. After months of fast-paced days, when even grabbing a bite seemed like stolen time, it feels so luxurious to wake up after sunrise, take my time to make my favorite breakfast porridge, and sit for a bit with a cup of coffee without worrying about being late for anything. Right now, I don't know if I will go back to my full-time job or not, but I'm trying not to focus on that too much. Instead, I want to enjoy everything I can do now that I couldn't do before, and to let my interest guide me instead of my fear or sense of duty. One thing I learned about myself recently is that I need a lot of variety in my day to keep me interested. More often than not, I'm more likely to work productively if I have 3 different tasks during the day instead of focusing on just one. I usually start inspired and all hyped up, but then if I don't find the flow in my work, I hit a wall, get distracted and spend the day procrastinating and being annoyed that what I'm doing is not working. I found that if I quickly switch between tasks whenever I hit that wall, it allows me to get small chunks done, and by the time I get back into a task that was previously getting frustrating, my energy and drive has come back. I often find myself looking forward to getting back into a project I was happy to abandon a few hours or days ago. Well, unless I avoid it due to anxiety, of course. That's when I know I have to just power through it. Now that I'm aware of what works for me, I try to mix work tasks and house chores during the day. If I feel a project is starting to get stale for me, I switch to something else that needs doing, preferably something more active like doing the laundry, washing the dishes, or vacuuming, for example. It feels both relaxing and productive. While looking back at 2021, I realized that I haven't doodled and sketched a whole lot throughout the year. Not for fun anyway. It was all mostly commercial work. So I've decided that in the new year I need to let myself draw for fun as often as I can. I have a couple of unfinished sketchbooks and they seem like a good place to start. To keep it simple, I decided to only use black gel pen. No undersketch, no erasing, just permanent lines, and whatever mistakes happen, it's okay. There's always another page. If I have the time and really want to, I'm of course allowed to use whatever other media I feel like, but I found that the most realistic way for me to guarantee that I'll get at least a little bit of sketching done is if I make it as quick and simple as possible. My doodle time is easily one of my favorite parts of the day. The dark and gloomy winter days typically get me down, but I've also noticed that they create the perfect cozy work environment and help me focus on a task because I'm not too distracted by thoughts of fresh forest walks. My biggest project for the next few months would be to completely redo my website. I plan to move my shop to my own domain because I've been a bit frustrated with Etsy lately. I also want to add a more active blog section to it as well, and I've been resisting doing these things for a while. They're quite big and overwhelming, but I finally started and it feels good to see the small progress every day. My head is full of stories I want to tell, visions I want to bring into the world, and I'm not even sure where and how to start. But if experience has taught me anything, it's to get started and then keep figuring it out along the way. And little by little, if you keep following the path, you find that the fog slowly lifts and reveals the next steps. And that's where I'm at the moment. You're very welcome to follow along with me so we can find out together where this is going. And I'll try to make it as enjoyable as I can. See you next time. And until then, have fun.